Ren's dampener looked like mechanical vomit. Copper wires spiraled around a salvaged zone crystal, the whole assembly held together with electrical tape and desperate hope. It sat on his workbench like a failed art project, humming with barely contained energy that made the air taste metallic. "This might kill you," Ren said cheerfully, making final adjustments with a screwdriver that sparked each time it touched the device. "Or it might suppress the hunger long enough for us to figure out a permanent solution." 50-50 odds. Kael stared at the prototype. His hunger had climbed to 48% overnight, driving him from sleep with visions of draining every resonant in the outpost. The cafeteria had become a minefield of temptation. Even walking past the training yards made his hands shake. "I'll take those odds. Put this on first." Ren handed him a modified chest harness bristling with sensors. "If your vital signs spike, I'm shutting it down immediately." The dampener activated with a sound like breaking glass played backwards. Pain lanced through Kael's skull as something fundamental in his neural architecture recoiled. The constant stream of system notifications flickered, wavered, then faded to whispers. "Hunger, 48/100. The text grew fainter, more distant. "Hunger, 47/100. External interference detected. Compensating." Then silence. For the first time in days, Kael's vision wasn't cluttered with targeting data and power classifications. The hunger remained but dulled, like background noise filtered through heavy fabric. "How do you feel?" Ren monitored readings on his tablet, stylus dancing across charts of brainwave patterns. "Human." The word came out rough with relief. "God, Ren, it worked. Temporarily. Battery life is maybe 30 minutes before." Alarms shattered the quiet. Emergency klaxons wailed through the outpost's corridors, followed by automated announcements that made both boys freeze. "Attention all personnel. Security breach at Perimeter Station 7. Unknown resident in custody. All cadets return to quarters immediately." Ren shut down the dampener. "We should go." They emerged from the lab to find chaos. Cadets streamed through corridors despite the lockdown order, drawn by the same curiosity that made crowds gather at accident scenes. Through the press of bodies, Kael glimpsed resonant squads moving toward the main yard with weapons drawn. The hunger roared back as soon as the dampener's effect faded, but something else overrode it, burning curiosity about what kind of threat had breached their defenses. They pushed through to the observation deck overlooking the central yard. Below, a knot of guards surrounded a figure in tattered civilian clothes. Even from this distance, Kael could see the prisoner's wild hair and the way he moved with predatory grace despite restraints. Signal detected, resonant class, phasewalker, power level, substantial. Drain available. Hostile designation confirmed. The classification felt different this time. Not just another cadet to avoid, but something marked as enemy. The moral weight that usually accompanied these notifications seemed lighter somehow. "Hollow Collective Scout," someone whispered behind them. "Trying to map our defenses." Kael watched the prisoner scan the crowd above with calculating eyes. This wasn't some confused kid like Marcus Webb. This was a hostile operative who'd chosen to infiltrate their home, threaten their people. The hunger twisted in his gut, but for the first time, it felt almost justified. The guards began moving their captive toward the detention block. Kael found himself following, carried by the crowd's momentum and something deeper, a recognition that this might be his chance to feed without destroying an innocent life. The corridors narrowed as they approached the security wing. Bodies pressed closer together, and in the chaos of movement, Kael found himself near the front of the crowd when the guards passed by. The prisoner stumbled. Whether by accident or design, his shoulder collided with Kael's outstretched hand. Contact. Power flowed like liquid lightning. The Phase Walker's abilities, spatial displacement, dimensional sliding, reality navigation, poured into Kael's system through skin-to-skin connection. But this time, instead of guilt, he felt something approaching satisfaction. The prisoner gasped, staggering as a third of his power drained away. His wild eyes found Kael's face in the crowd, confusion replacing calculation. Drain complete. Resonance +3. Ability acquired, signal pulse. Hunger, 0/100. Hostile target neutralized. The relief was intoxicating. The constant gnawing need vanished, replaced by warm contentment that made Kael's whole body relax. He'd fed without destroying a friend, without watching someone's dreams crumble. The prisoner was enemy. Fair game. Through the dispersing crowd, he caught sight of Sable Voss standing near the opposite wall. Her sharp features were fixed on the prisoner with professional interest, but something in her posture suggested she'd seen more than casual observation. Their eyes met across the corridor. Sable's expression shifted from curiosity to something approaching suspicion, and Kael felt the weight of her attention like a physical thing. That night, after lights out, footsteps approached his quarters. Soft. Deliberate. Moving with the controlled grace of someone accustomed to hunting. The door opened without authorization, a hard-light construct manipulating the electronic lock. Sable stepped inside, her uniform pristine despite the late hour. Golden light shimmered around her right hand, condensing into a blade that hummed with barely restrained energy. "I saw what you did to that prisoner." Her voice carried deadly quiet. "His signal dropped by a third in the 10 seconds you touched him. What are you?" The hard light blade hovered inches from his throat.